Good afternoon and welcome to Inspired to Change radio and talk show with your host, Shirley Walthour, and our co-host again is
Aloma Ingram.
Miss Aloma Ingram.
Hi, Shirley. How
Good
are you?
afternoon, Miss
Good
Ingram.
afternoon, my dear.
All right, the purpose of our show, as always, is to inspire, encourage, motivate, and promote change for excellence in our friends, our families, our communities, and our children.
Okay.
Our topic of interest today is communication.
Wonderful.
And we're going to focus on interpersonal relationships. And when we talk about interpersonal relationships, of course, we're talking about wherever you go and you're there and you get to know some people there, then it becomes interpersonal relationships.
That's correct.
So be it work, be it church, be it social function, wherever you get to know people, it becomes interpersonal at that point. So we want to begin our show about talking about the individual, the integrity and the character of the individual. And Webster defines integrity as the quality of being honest and having strong moral principles, which would include trustworthiness and fairness and truthfulness. Those types of significant pieces go into character. So now when we talk about character, let's pick that up a little bit and let's talk about that a little bit. How does one display character among other persons, other people that they may meet? How does that look?
Well, basically, because of the way you project yourself by being honest,
Okay.
the way you carry yourself, by the way you dress, the way you speak,
Okay.
it helps to build your character. And people will define you by the character that you portray.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely. And we know that in the area of trust, according to our early childhood studies, we know that trust is something that's built at a very young age, from between 0 and 2 years old.
Trust versus mistrust.
Yes, exactly. And so that being the case, we know that when a child's needs are met and they receive love and they receive the caring that they have, they learn to trust the world. So from that point on, we walk through the world and then we interact with our family members and others. And so depending on how, what character we display within the scope of our families, then it will tell what type of character a person actually has.
And if you want to understand the depth of trust, you can look at a small child, even up to infancy. The mother has a child and is calm. The moment a stranger takes the child knows that this is not my mother. Who is this person holding me? And the child will scream and sometimes carry on for a while until the mother or the father or somebody the child knows will take that child back. And that is the depth of trust.
Right.
For you to understand how important trust is. If you look at how an infant behaves when it comes to that.
That's breaking it down to the basics.
That's right.
Now, someone said that character is who, or good character is who we are when no one else is around. And so, in order to know who we really are, we have to do some introspection. Is that correct?
That's correct.
We have to spend some time trying with yourself, by yourself, trying to figure out who you really are and who you want to be.
That's right.
We said that together.
Yes.
And who you want to be.
That's right.
And who do you want the world to see you as, and those around you to see you as? Or are you just one of those persons that want to, on the outside, you want everybody to think you this fine human being and that you have all this integrity and things like this, but within yourself that's what they call a facade. Yes, you're faking it.
Well, you see, trust to not trust, but your character is you have to trust you, and with trusting you, you have to look at the building blocks of what you want to make up your character.
Correct.
You understand? And I'll give an example. Like, for instance, if you were, you find yourself to be a constant liar, you can say, well, you know what, I'm tired of lying. I need to fix this.
Yes.
So you can take this piece out, throw it away, and okay, as of now, I'm going to tell the truth.
Yes.
So you keep building. If you're a person who gets angry easily, You can say, well, you know what, this is not working for me,
Right.
and I could take this piece out and throw it away.
So
And said, so you build your character as you get older.
that's right.
As time goes on, you can evaluate yourself and build who you want to be.
Yes, so those things that are working, that are positive, that you're getting good feedback on from friends and families and those who are around you, you retain those. And those assets that you have that is clearly a stumbling block for you, because it shows up in your relationships, because people show you that they don't trust you,
Yes.
they don't believe in you, that you're not consistent in what you display to them, and so that's a problem for you. That becomes a problem for you and me.
A good character, you attract great things to you.
Yes.
And that comes with also trust. I can trust that person, so I can invest all this. I can do all this with that particular person.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely.
So with a good character, you will attract great things towards you.
Right. Now, one other way that we display character is through our language.
Yes.
What we say to people. Because I've always said that to my children, for instance, that a man is only as good as his word.
Yes.
So if I can't have confidence in what you tell me, and then I can't really have confidence a lot in you. If you tell me one thing and show me another, then that confidence in you is broken right
Yes.
there, and that trust begins to break down. Correct?
And you don't respect yourself.
Mm.
You can't respect yourself. For you to be doing the things like that, you definitely don't have self-respect.
Right.
And that's a big problem.
That's a big
Once
problem.
you have self-respect, you can move on to respecting others.
Right. So language is displayed how? In many ways. We do it by our words, our facial features, our
Gesturing,
our gesturing,
body language,
so many ways.
tone of voice.
Yes, all of
Yes.
this. Now remember, as early childhood persons that we are, and educators, then we know that when small children, before they learn even words, and they're in the environment and you're talking to them, they don't even know what the words you're saying, but they look at your face, they look at your expressions, everything, your body language, everything tells them either I did something very good or I'm in trouble right about now.
Yes.
Okay, so we have to understand that language and how we display and what we say and how we say it and how we present ourselves to people, whether you know whether that person, let's just say it's someone from a foreign country, another country, or have a second language, or their language is not English, for instance. They can tell what you're saying
By your facial expression.
by your facial.
Yes.
So it's
And the
important,
body.
right? It's important to always maintain the positive images and positive words,
Yes.
and in front to others that are
That's
around
right,
us,
yes.
correct, and display that. Okay, that
And
means
with you portraying or speaking positively, you get respect.
yes,
Someone will appreciate you for the kind words.
yes.
But the way in which you speak, by the tone in which you speak.
Absolutely,
Yes.
absolutely. And that being said, I wanted to bring to the forefront the power of words.
Wow.
So many people do not understand the power of words. You know what I thought about alone today? I thought about the fact that, you know how they do cartoons in the paper, and they have this little bubble or cloud
Yes.
above you,
Yes.
and they have the words in that.
Yes.
That reminded me of the fact that words are concrete. They don't go away.
Even when you apologize, the person still have that bubble over their
Yes,
head.
over there. That's right. They see that bubble. What you said, it's still in their minds.
Yes.
What that person said to
Yes.
me, and how that person said, and how that
Yes.
person treated
Yes.
me. So we have to understand that words are not just something that fall anywhere and fall. You can say that and then forget about it.
No, you can't.
Exactly. Now, that being the case, I read a poem just this morning by Ella Wheeler Wilcox, and I'm only going to read the first verse of that. She says, the poem is, "You never can tell. You never can tell when you send a word like an arrow shot from a bow by an archer blind, be it cruel or kind, just where it may chance to go. It may pierce the breast of your dearest friend, tipped with a poison or a bomb.
Wow.
To a stranger's heart in life's great mark, it may carry its pain or its calm. I thought that was very profound.
Yes.
Words stick and they stay.
And they stay.
And they
So
stay.
you see what she says, it can carry pain or it can carry happiness, basically.
Right. Yes, that's right.
Yes,
Yes.
and it doesn't go away.
And it doesn't easily go away. Once those words are out
Boy,
there,
oh boy.
they're hard to retract. Well, you can't retract them,
You can't.
actually. All you can
It's
do,
planted in the brain.
yes, all you can do is try to make amends of that. And our final portion of this program deals with self-control. We talked about that for a minute on our last program.
Yes, we did.
And I brought up the fact that I believe that when you engage a person in a negative situation, or you allow that person to engage you into a negative conversation
Yes.
situation, you're then giving your power over to that person.
Yes.
And so you have to realize how powerful you are, and the impression that you're making on someone else. So we want to talk about that again, that self-control and maintaining your power.
You know, just today, I met this guy at my brother's place, and I'll just give it to you quickly. And my brother was introducing him to me and trying to remind me who he was, that he has this girlfriend, and then he quickly said to me, "Oh, I am not with her anymore because she just want to have this power over me. She want to control me." I heard it and I said, "Oh, we're going to have this show today."
Right.
Relationships are not about competition.
All right.
So when you start competing, who has the power over the other, is when you're going to be ending up in a disastrous result.
Absolutely.
You are a team. Bible says you become one. You become one. So if you are supposed to be one, there is no way you can be competing against yourself.
Right. And I say in relationships and intimate relationships, for instance, like you're talking about, one of the biggest problems I see in that is that people tend to want to compete. They get into I've got to win.
Yes.
And we talking about this, but I've got to win, and I'm right, and I have to be right, and we keep going at it, and because I'm proving my point, and
Right.
you're proving your point.
Very good. And when you can fix that to become one, that's when you can tell me you're mature. The power that we talk about is not power against, but the power within.
Come on now.
The power within you is to say, "I'm not going there. I can stop myself. I have control over myself. I will not disrespect my husband because I know it's going to create a long-term issue."
Right.
You understand?
Which in essence is disrespecting yourself while you're disrespecting them.
That is right. So now, to be powerful is not to have control over him, but to have control over yourself.
Yes.
Same thing with the man.
Right.
To be powerful doesn't mean you have control over your wife, but to be together as one. To look at the issues, respect, fix the issues by finding solutions.
Right. And I'm going to tell you something else that's helpful with that self-control thing and maintaining your power. Sometimes what you need to do is take a break. Stick a pin in that.
Walk away.
Listen to the person as long as you can, as much as you can. Let them get their point out. But then sometimes you have to say, "Well, you know what? Can I just think about what you said?
Yes.
Can I take a moment? Can we get back together on this subject and let me think about what you just said? Let me process that."
Walk
We
away.
don't
Walk
have
away
to
to process.
Yes.
Because sometimes people need to process things.
Oh, absolutely.
Not everybody can come to a quick solution.
Absolutely.
I got to think about this. Let me pray about it too.
Yes.
You know.
Whatever it takes to, so we don't have to go in and just we gotta make just wrestle over this
A
thing.
lot of relationships are being spoiled because people do not understand the definition of the power that comes with relationships.
Yes.
It's not a competitive
It's
power.
not competitive, It is the power within you. And as I've said many times, and will do again, is the best control is
Self-control.
Self-control. And that being said, we're going to conclude our program for today. We look forward to talking with you again. And on our next show, we're going to move on to, again, communication still and other expressions thereof related to family. We're going to talk about family issues the next time. So you stay tuned and look forward to that, because we'll have some very interesting things to say. Is that right, Alona?
That's right.
Absolutely.
So see you again.
See you again
very soon.
Say it very soon. Stay tuned.
Thank you for having me, Madam Shirley.